From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a severe weather alert.
All right, it's currently 6:56 in the evening. This is going to also go ahead and count as the 7 o'clock update. Fred Gossett here along with Ben Luna in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in northwest Alabama for eastern areas of Lauderdale County and a large part of central and northern parts of Limestone County, North Alabama, valid until 8 o'clock. It's for the line of thunderstorms stretching from Lexington back to Killen and Aqua Vista that's moving east at about 40-45 miles an hour. The warning does include places like Lexington, Anderson, Toonersville, Killen, the Aqua Vista area, Ford City, back over to Elgin and Rogersville and up to Anderson, and then Lexington, the Grassy area, Green Hill still included, even though the storms are starting to move east of you. And then a large part of central and northern Limestone County. If we can click just a little bit tighter, get our communities being probably one mouse wheel or so. Yep, there we go. We're at Coxey, Clements, Blackburn, the Cairo community, Gypsy, Cartwright, Good Springs, Lester, Elkmont, Legtown, over to Ardmore, Sardis Springs, Piney Chapel, down to Capshaw, Athens proper, the north side of Tanner, near the Buc-ee's area in the Polygon, and over toward East Limestone. You're all in a severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock. And I want to be honest with you, the most intense winds we've seen so far have been out ahead of the line and even out ahead of the rain, where the dew points are a little lower and that drier air is able to mix the low-level jet 5,000 feet down to the surface a little bit. We've seen some 50-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts out ahead of the storms, not from the storms, but just from the gradient winds mixing down to the surface that have knocked down some trees, some tree limbs, and have done some damage. The storms themselves really haven't produced severe criteria winds, but it really doesn't matter if trees are coming down, whether it's from the storm or whether it's from gradient winds out ahead of it. So if you start to hear the wind pick up even out ahead of the storms, go ahead and be inside away from windows. And then as the actual storms themselves move through, be inside away from windows until the storms start to calm down. Don't see any signs of tornadic activity with the line, but again, 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts have been common with the line itself. And then out ahead of the line, we've been seeing 50, maybe a little bit stronger, mixing down out ahead of the rain, even just in the clear air as the winds mix down from aloft, and that's caused some tree damage. So be inside away from windows as this all approaches the area, even if you're not in severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll back out the radar and look at an overall DMA view and show you where the line extends. The line is on past Florence, Tuscumbia, Muscle Shoals, and Sheffield now. There are a few additional storms back to the west, but they don't look like they're going to be severe. The main line extends from the east side of Spring Hill down through the east side of Columbia to about Culleoka, to about the west side of Pulaski now, down to about Lexington, Alabama, to Killen, Alabama, to Russellville, to about Hamilton, and it continues to move to the east at 40 miles an hour. With the line and ahead of it, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds have been common. That's strong enough to cause power outages, strong enough to knock down some tree limbs, and in some cases out ahead of the line, strong enough to knock down some trees as well. But that's what we have so far. There's still a tornado watch along and ahead of the line until 9 o'clock in North Alabama. It does not include any of our Tennessee counties. We can look at the watch warning map real quick. And again, the North Alabama counties in our viewing area still under tornado watch officially until 9 o'clock. That's Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, Lawrence, and Alabama, not Tennessee, Morgan, Limestone, and Madison. No tornado warning so far. I don't see any signs of low-level tornadic rotation, but we'll watch things carefully. And even here in Lawrence and Giles and Lincoln and southern Marshall counties, just because the line's moving through and you're so close to the tornado watch, pay attention as a just in case, because there may be some gusty winds, and we'll watch for rotation on radar. But for now, I don't see any danger areas. Should we get you have anything before we go back?
Real quick, I do have a couple of things that I want to talk about just really fast. We have several roadways in the Lawrenceburg area that are flooded, namely North Locust Avenue, parts of North Military, and Springer Road. Sam Camp reported there were trees down along Lauderdale County Road 27, and then I think someone from the Hatton area, maybe the Hatton Volunteer Fire Department, reported that County Road 235 had several trees down across it, and that's in Lawrence County, Alabama, this evening. So we are tracking some storms that are blowing a little stuff around out there. Just watch out for the official state bird of Alabama this evening.
Yeah.
If one is, maybe rested and gonna blow away in just a small wind gust.
But I will say those Hatton reports that you were talking about in Lawrence County, Alabama, that was before the rain and storms ever got there. That's those gradient winds out ahead of everything that's causing that problem.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the main thing. There's still some gusty winds with the line itself. Where we're getting the actual damage reports, it's out where it's just lightly raining well ahead of the line or where there's clear air. We've had damaging wind gusts knock down trees on the power lines all the way over into Jackson County, Alabama. Now, we are seeing let's go back down to that. We are seeing a mid-level rotation here on radar southeast of Bodenham and west of Pulaski. We'll go down in a little bit tighter and get our communities on here.
Oh, I know right where that's at. That is my people.
Yeah.
I pastor a church just north, just barely right on top of that area. That is in the area of Pleasant Ridge to Good Spring and Fall River Road in Giles County.
Yeah, now before we go too far with that, yes, that's a rotation, but we have to put that into context. This is a rotation that's on radar about 5,000 feet above ground level. We have not seen any of those make it down to the surface so far this afternoon or evening, even when the storms had warmer temperatures to work with and were more organized. But what this may do is not necessarily produce a tornado, although we'll watch it, but it may enhance those gusty winds with the line moving across in those areas Ben was talking about. And that's Tennessee Highway 11 that runs from Minor Hill up through Anthony Hill, Good Spring, and then right on up into Pulaski itself, and that's where that rotation is going to come across. I don't have the first reason in the world to believe it's a rotation at the surface. None of them have reached the surface so far, and now we're starting to lose daytime heating and all of that. That's at around 5,500 feet above ground, but that can enhance the gusty winds. So we'll be watching that. Again, not a tornado situation. Just because we say the word rotation does not mean it's a tornado. And I want to make that clear, but that could enhance the gusty winds, and that will be coming across places like Crescent View, Greenfield, up to the Chapman's area, Pulaski and southward, and then over toward Tarpley and Ammitttown, and eventually the Frank Ewing area if it holds together. Some gusty straight line winds, 40, 50 miles an hour, the likely outcome from there. But we'll watch to see if it tries to tighten up. It is close enough to the tornado watch that we'll have to watch it as a just in case. But stronger looking circulations than that in better environmental conditions this afternoon and early evening have not done it so far. So that kind of tells me this probably won't either, but we'll watch it carefully. I see no other signs of danger or anything like that. Severe thunderstorm warnings in North Alabama continue until 8 o'clock. We'll watch it carefully. But again, so far the strongest winds have been on out ahead of the line with the actual gradient winds themselves. We'll continue to watch it very carefully. Our next live update, should there be no additional warnings, will be at 8 o'clock. But if new warnings are issued, we'll come back sooner. And should we get a tornado warning, we'll be here immediately and live nonstop until the danger is over. Ben, you got anything before? All right. So we'll go back to regular programming now. We'll watch it very carefully. Fred Gossage here along with Ben Luna in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Stay with Tennessee Valley Weather. We'll keep you advised.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather